Hey guys, what's going on? It's Gabe with Fort Collins Market Lawn Care and Landscape, and today I want to share with you some of the best advice I've ever received when it came to growing my business. And I would dare to say that without this piece of advice, I wouldn't have grown the way I have, over the past several years. My business definitely wouldn't have expanded the way it did, and overall, I would say that I wouldn't be where I am today without this piece of advice. So, best advice about my business. It was at the beginning of my whole business endeavor. Of course, there was a lot of doubts. There was a lot of fear. A lot of times we can let these doubts and these fears creep in, and they can stunt our growth. They stunt our potential, and ultimately, they stunt the opportunities that we may have to grow in our business, also in life. We can apply that to any aspect of life. But in the beginning, of course, there was the doubts. I didn't think it would be successful. I'm putting money into the business. I'm risking a lot. I have a family. I have a full-time job. And so I have a friend that had been doing his own business for many years. And he had later went on to do carpentry for a company. But on the side, literally all year, he had customers always calling, opportunities left and right to be taking on these side jobs and all this work and meeting all these people. The thing I admired about him was that if you needed a carpenter, he was a carpenter. If you needed an electrician, he could do electrical, he could do landscape. Literally anything that you needed, this guy could do. So he was handy, but he also had the resources and the clients, the customers coming in. And so I reached out to him and I said, how did you get to where you are today? With all the knowledge, all the know-how, and also just all the clients coming in. And this is what he told me. He said, I learned to never say no. All right, think about that. I learned to never say no. What he told me was that oftentimes he would go into jobs, maybe he didn't feel all the way qualified, maybe there was that fear or that doubt, but he said that there's so many resources today, YouTube being one of them, where you can go online and you can see how to do these jobs. He said there's people, mentors, friends, people who have been through these things, and you can connect with these people and you can learn how to do these jobs through the resources that are out there and available to you. And he even told me, he said, if you need anything, you can use me as a resource. And so I literally took that piece of advice, learned to never say no, and I started to open my mind and open my ideas to saying yes to opportunities. There's many times when, you're gonna look like a fool. Many times you're gonna be in a vulnerable position. But the failure and the vulnerability, all of that is part of the process in growing. We have to go through those things. We have to experience those things in order to grow. And each job, literally each job, each project, each experience is learning. And the more and more that we take on, the more that we do, the more well-rounded we become. And ultimately, we just begin to grow and grow and grow. And the opportunities will come. Hopefully that piece of advice is helpful to somebody out there. I've taken that piece of advice and I've used it in my business. I've grown, I've learned a lot. And once you begin to learn, you begin to want more and more. You want to learn more. You want to do more. The confidence comes. You start doing, fixing your car, and you start different jobs and things you've never done before. That is the advantage of not saying no.